Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Steve Chiama, and I'm the franchise owner for Action Coach in Fairfax, Virginia, and I'm your host today of the Business Spotlight podcast. And today I have the pleasure to introduce Britt Massei, the founder and CEO of Hole in One Health, as my guest. And today we're going to talk about Britt's business, her journey into business ownership, some of the challenges she's faced, a few of the best practices that she's learned, and share a peek into what it's really like to build and operate a business. So if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when we drop a new show like this. And Britt, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for being here today. And if you would, please share a little bit of background about who you are and a little bit about your business too.
Okay, thank you. So I founded Hole in One Health 5 years ago. I had just come from 18 years in a neuroscience research company where I saw the failures in research, and that drove me to find a solution. And the problem that I saw was a lack of data to best
Mm,
understand what the diseases were, how
mhm,
we could best characterize them,
mhm.
and move quickly through discovery and finding great treatments and op, definitely cures. So um, in that journey, I also had many friends that were struggling with diseases,
Mm,
cancer at very young ages, and I
yeah.
saw their struggles. I saw the misses um,
Mhm,
that they missed signs that could have brought them early intervention that hopefully would
yeah.
have brought them to a cure. Their treatments weren't as successful as they could have been, and many of them passed away. And that really drove me to find a solution to
Mhm,
help people like that.
mhm,
And at the same time, trying to find a solution for research. So that's where Hole in One came from. And what it is really a new digital health ecosystem. And at the center of that is a place for individuals to aggregate all their health information. And most people think of medical records, certainly medical records, but it goes far beyond that. There's so many great wearables and health apps out there where people are collecting lots and lots of data, but they're siloed. They're certainly not integrated with the healthcare system. But for individuals to be able to understand their health best, we're creating a place where they can gather all their medical records, all their health apps and devices, all their personal inputs, diaries, um, bring in genetics, uh, weather, anything they've been exposed to, psychological issues, all into one place. And what's really exciting is that since I began 5 years ago, AI has come so far.
yeah.
Technology has come so far. So the challenges that we faced early on in being able to build something for a reasonable cost are being reduced significantly. And so we're now at a place where we're able to really set our sights on something achievable for a much, much lower price tag. And not just achievable, but with even greater features than we thought we could.
Mm,
So Hole in One is a place where we have three portals. It's for the individual is always at the center. They're always,
mhm,
we advocate for the individual, bringing them
mhm,
the tools to understand their health, bring all the data together, understand what it means and what they
mhm,
should do about it, and then connecting them with their healthcare providers.
mhm.
So when you go to the doctor, being able to bring all that data in a meaningful way that the doctors can very quickly see what's going on, why you're there, and really be able to take you 10 steps further or 10 appointments further
Mm,
than what they can do today. And then the third prong portal is for researchers,
mm,
where I began. And so my vision for that is a place where researchers can send a request to 10,000 people who match their criteria and within days get longitudinal data on all of it.
mm.
And we'll have a very robust platform that, of course, uses AI and lots of other computing intelligence to sift through that and
Yeah,
understand it very quickly rather than take a decade to move through that data. We see that happening in days or hours. So we're really
awesome.
excited about the whole platform.
And that's a very intriguing direction to be going in. Lots of interesting aspects there. I think what I want to do is start a little bit with a business owner context a little bit. And that's to look at a little, how is your business structured? Are you the sole owner? Do you have partners? Do you have outside investors? How are you structured in that?
As of now, I am the sole owner. I
Hmm.
have promissory notes to
Mm,
key collaborators. We're
hmm.
structured as a corporation,
Hmm.
but we opted for the S Corp because I
Hmm.
have thus far personally funded everything.
Mm,
That gives us the best tax advantages. And so at the
okay.
moment we convert to C Corp, the promissory notes will convert,
Hmm.
but it's a very small percentage. I don't have any outside investors at this time, but I am looking for some.
Okay, very good. And just thinking about that aspect, any given business has perhaps a dozen or two different roles that have to be performed inside the business to do the day-to-day operation. Which hats do you wear in this game?
Almost all of them.
Mm,
I have some incredible collaborators, but I'm the only person working full time. So
hmm.
certainly across all the basic business foundational, all the accounting, legal work, I do the basic legal work. I have an outside firm that filed the
Hmm.
patents and trademarks for us. We wanted to make sure that
Hmm.
was done correctly. Um, I have one of my partners is a designer, which is
Hmm.
really exciting, and he brings a lot. Um, but across the board, I do a lot. I'm a very technical person, but I'm not
Hmm.
a pure coder. So I do
Hmm.
rely on others to do
Hmm.
the coding, which many times along this journey, I've paused and said, maybe I need to learn to code.
Maybe, maybe
Yeah.
not.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, there's two sides to that equation right there. Yeah. So, and that kind of gets me to a thought here. Who's the customer? Who do you serve best?
Our number one customer are individuals.
Hmm.
So right now, our focus is on women who are struggling with perimenopause and menopause,
Hmm.
bringing them a place to really be able to deliver personalized
Hmm.
information, to capture all the information, and then be able to translate that into something that is highly personalized for them. It's an area
Hmm.
that there's been very little research, and there's over 1 billion people in the world suffering right now. So there's a lot to be done. Certainly, getting involved in the research is important, but our
Mhm.
customer is the individual. Our secondary customers are the healthcare providers and researchers.
Got it. Got it. What marketing have you found to be effective in this niche, going down this particular path? How do you reach out to those people and what's working best?
I don't have a great answer for that because I'm not impressed with anything we've done to date. We haven't
Hmm.
spent a lot of money on marketing because we're
Hmm.
still um, very early. Uh,
Hmm.
but we have been working with the social media platforms. For our
Hmm.
niche, the most responsive platform has been Instagram.
Mm.
So
Okay.
really trying to be a thought leader in that space and delivering
Hmm.
valuable information. Um, we run ads on there with
Hmm.
really just content, and that's where we've gotten the most followers.
Awesome. And what makes you unique? Why would they buy specifically from you? What are the other options out there?
Yeah, the other options are really more of the same of medical records keeping.
Hmm.
Some of them have some integrations with
Hmm.
some wearables and some modest user inputs, but
Hmm.
what we're building is something that is unique and will
Hmm.
have an incredible user experience so
Hmm.
that you're not looking at a medical chart. It's something
Awesome.
that's engaging, interesting, and delivering really personalized, actionable information to people. And entertaining, I guess, is really a better
Ah,
word than
yeah.
user experience, but entertainment. That's where people want to be. So if we can find a way to, and we're working on this hard to deliver that entertainment piece and draw people to the platform, then we can help them help themselves.
Awesome. Awesome. You're kind of dancing around a concept called a uniqueness. What are you looking for as being unique so that you're so attractive that people have to come to you?
Yeah, so it's not only the experience that I was just talking about, this
Hmm.
entertainment, but it's also the comprehensiveness.
Hmm.
Um, we're driving for the limitless um, data aggregation. So
Hmm.
all the health records, all the
Hmm.
wearables, all the user inputs, um,
Hmm.
and actually bringing data in from other sources, including um, where we have community platforms and people are engaging with other people, being able to pull that content over for each individual so that they are benefiting from those social interactions much more
Ah,
than just in the conversation. So yeah, we're looking for right now in the space of social media. We're not the ones benefiting so much, it's
yeah.
the platforms, and so we want to bring that back to the individual.
So is this an experience where they don't, most of us think we're alone in our health struggles. Is this an experience where people can see, yeah, there's 200,000 other people suffering from this same set of symptoms, and here's where they started to see some successes? Is that is that the kind of experience they should look for?
Yes, yes, that's one of them. And do you want to connect with them? And do you want to share
Mm,
experiences? Do you want to share solutions? Connecting them with the ones who are most like them,
hmm.
because we have that data in the back
Hmm.
when people approve that.
Hmm.
These are the people who are like you, who have had success or who've
Hmm.
had failures, and you can share that too. Don't bother taking that drug or trying that product out. It didn't work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really important to help people navigate
So
on.
a little bit of the village square, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very, very good. Let's kind of switch directions a little bit to why'd you decide to go into business in the first place, and what were you looking for from that experience?
Yeah, well, I came from what was a startup, ran it for
Hmm.
18 years. But as I discussed earlier, the um, the shortcomings in research, the failures, really.
Hmm.
Neuroscience research has had very few successes and nothing
Hmm.
significant over the years. The loss of my friends and not seeing anyone else doing what I feel just deep in my soul needs to be done.
Hmm.
That's driven me over 5 years to persist and to
Hmm.
continue funding this myself. I'm at at a road where I need some help, but I just don't see the world any other way moving forward
Hmm.
and improving lives for people. So
Hmm.
really, it's just that passion for the solution.
Awesome. 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 Just kind of thinking about it, what do you want out of this experience?
Um, I want success. I want to be able to manage my health better. I want
Ah,
my family and my friends to be able to do the same.
okay.
They all know I'm in the health field, although I'm not
Hmm.
a health, not trained and not expert, but I know more than most because I read so much. My friends often ask me for advice. I
Mm.
want them to be able to get that advice through
Hmm.
our platform meaningfully and very highly personalized to them. The
Awesome.
information's out there. It's just connecting the dots.
Yeah, there's a lot of dots to connect. That's a very complex field, all things considered. Yeah. Um, Thinking about that, and I think you may have already given us a clue, but what would you say is the most memorable of the hurdles you've been having to cross as you move along this journey?
Yes, I think the technical side,
Mm.
because all of this relies on building a strong, highly secure, um, well-coded technology platform, and we've had definitely some challenges there.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Secure being the emphasis.
Yes, yes, security is critical, and
Uh-huh.
that means different things to different people.
Hmm. Hmm.
Gratefully, I have a security specialist who is jumps in. He doesn't have a lot of time, but he jumps in and reviews things and provides us a lot of guidance.
Awesome.
But
Awesome.
yeah, our first app was focused on Alzheimer's risk reduction,
Hmm.
really translating the research that's been done on lifestyle impact
Hmm.
to daily lives. And I still think it was a fabulous app. We had it up for almost 2 years. Needed some TLC, but at the core, really was lacking a strong technological foundation. Needed to be rebuilt. So I look forward to incorporating that into our big platform.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. With that kind of in mind, how do you approach setting goals? Because you've got all kinds of goals that you've got to set. You've got to set technology achievement goals. You've got to set financial goals. How do you approach that?
Well, I start with the end game,
Hmm.
where I want to get. I've got a
Hmm.
very detailed financial tool in Excel. I love building financial models. So that's what's really driving the long term.
Hmm.
But I think the most challenging is the shorter term goals, and
Hmm.
identifying the right path to take. And that's
Hmm.
something that Pivot is my middle name now.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
knowing you don't want to pivot too fast. Are we leaving something behind that we really needed to,
Right. Right.
and then
Yeah.
regretting not pivoting fast enough? So
Yeah.
hindsight's easy, but yeah. So I love whiteboarding. So when I go to set goals, I have a giant whiteboard next to my desk and clear it off and just really take all my thoughts, put them down, say what are my challenges,
Hmm.
and really identify, you know, what is the critical path to success.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah. That's a phrase that a lot of people have heard but don't really grasp. That's a powerful tool, is a critical path kind of planning process.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So looking ahead, where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years?
Um, 5 years, I'm not sure. I would say we're successful, but now that it's been 5 years, it's hard to say where we're going to be in 5 years. So let me jump to the 10 years.
Okay.
Hole in One is has transformed the world. That's the plan.
Mhm.
For myself, I think, my biggest role, and I didn't mention this early, is really in the vision,
Mhm.
and laying out what needs to happen.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of people who have much greater skills than me at execution. And
Mhm.
so bringing the right people on board and passing that baton off to them. So I hope in 10 years that I'm probably stepping aside, or into a lesser role and giving the baton to other people to really drive impact, the greatest impact we can have. And I'm looking forward to philanthropy. I want to use the business success we have in Hole in One to help in philanthropy.
Okay. There's an interesting statement you made there. There's a couple of interesting things you said there, but um, finding people better than you in the specialty areas, so many of us resist that. What led you to it?
To finding other people.
Hmm.
Well, I think I hear people say it's hard to delegate. I like to delegate. Uh,
Mm.
I'm humble, maybe to a fault, and I
Hmm.
think that's made my fundraising challenging. But I look for people's expertise. I really look up to a lot of people. Um, we all are so unique, and there are so many people that have such different perspectives and experiences
Hmm.
than I, and
Hmm.
I see incredible value in that.
Hmm.
Um, Now, how do we choose? That's a challenge. A lot of what I've done over the past 5 years in working with people is to say, let's try this out and really jump in and work on it rather than just meet and
Okay.
interview.
Good.
So that's been the biggest.
With that in mind, what would you say is, and how maybe a better way to phrase that is, how would you describe your leadership style or approach as you're bringing in these specialist rock stars? How do you keep them motivated? How do you keep them focused? How do you keep them doing the right things at the right time?
Yeah, I think that's going back to what we talked about, the goals, the critical path,
Hmm.
sharing the values of the
Hmm.
organization, which is something I've learned in the past that people may not be clear on, and it's
Mm-hmm.
important to lay that out very, very
Mm-hmm.
clearly, make sure we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but really being the cheerleader. These are our goals. What can I do to help you? What are you
Mm-hmm.
lacking to achieve
Mm-hmm.
these goals?
Mm-hmm.
It's there's a lot of challenges out there. People are very talented, but encouraging others to be humble and say, I do need help.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very important. So
Ah, good. So
helping.
good open communication.
Yes, yes. The open communication, and I'm not going to fire you if you can't do this, but you need to tell me.
Oh,
Let's,
there's a detail.
right, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good, 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 good. Along that line, if you started your business up today, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently?
Whew, almost everything, probably just about everything. Knowing what I know now, I think the biggest challenge I've had is really in trying to adopt the lean methodology.
Hmm.
Um, Someone told me about that early on, and apparently I purchased the book. 3 years later, I was watching a webinar and they talked about it, and I was like, "That sounds really familiar." And I turned around and saw the book on my bookshelf, unopened. So really learning and studying that, I think that's so important,
Hmm.
especially for a startup.
Hmm.
Um, I'm still struggling with it because what
Hmm.
we're trying to achieve is something large. And so how do we build something small to prove
Mm.
to prove what we're doing um, in a pivot moment right now? So
Hmm.
trying to reevaluate that. But I think it's really embracing that, understanding it, and um, understanding where the technical challenges are,
Hmm.
and learning my audience better. And that's part of it.
Ah, very good. Yeah. Yeah.
Engaging with the people, finding a place to
Mm.
really talk to them. And as much as I thought I had done that, I said, but it's okay. I know these things.
Hmm.
Um, no, you really have to find a
That's
good
a
population of people and engage with
yeah.
them regularly.
Yeah. Yeah. Good, good, good. That can be a very grandiose assumption, can it?
It is, it is. And,
Yeah.
I stay humble, but I say, no, 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 I know this, I know this. I've read this, I've done this, I've talked to these people. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's people don't behave as we think they will. And so,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
They've got something different in their mind than you do, and that's at any given particular point. Yeah. Good. Awesome. Awesome. So as we start to head towards wrapping up, let's do a few rapid fire questions and just have a little bit of fun here.
Sure.
What would you say is a key to success for you?
At this juncture, funding.
Mm.
I'm at a point where I think one of the biggest challenges and where I've really had the most failures
Hmm.
is in trying to solve problems on too small of a budget.
Hmm.
And that's the nature of startups. And
Hmm.
you have to build something and prove it and show it before you can get funding. And I'm still at that place. We do have more to show now. But yeah, the funding is really very, very important so that we can do things right. We need to hire the right teams.
Got it. Got it. Got it. If we were having coffee at a coffee shop and just sitting there and somebody was walking by and they were just getting ready to start their business, what's one piece of advice you would give that person?
That's tough not knowing anything about the business or the person, but I think what's most important is that they have the passion and the perseverance to get through the tough times.
Yeah, and there are never any tough times.
Whew. Remember, I think it's 2 years ago when I heard, oh yeah, the road ahead is the toughest. I'm like, oh, surely not. Surely I've already gotten over that.
Yeah,
No, it's always tough.
it's always a change. There's always something changing in front of you. Yeah, yeah. Cool. What's one book you are reading now or read recently and had impact on what you're doing and how you're doing it?
Yeah, I'm reading Peter Attia's Outlive. I actually listen
Mm,
to it. I do audiobooks. Wow, so I work out and drive with those. Um, it's really interesting learning about his views
mm,
on how to really biohack. How do we achieve, how do we reach 100 years old and feel good?
mm,
And he acknowledges vast differences of opinion across many people, and I think that in itself is really important. Why we have those differences of opinion, I believe, is because we're all different people too. And so nothing's going to
Hmm.
work for everybody. And I think that personalized um, need is something that we're going to serve with our.
Yeah. I could also ask the question, has there been any good statistical analyses of the common denominators of those who do and those who don't? And I think it's all been pretty anecdotal up till now from what anything I've been able to see, but that's a good point. Good. So you've had a great journey. What you most proud of your accomplishments in this journey so far?
Think the wide variety of things I've learned, um,
Mm.
the amount I've engaged in reading.
Hmm.
When I say I don't know what to do, it's and go figure it out.
Yeah,
Go learn.
yeah,
And how deep do you have to go?
yeah.
I started listening to audiobooks around when I started this business, and I think I've
Hmm.
listened to 50 already. I'm not
Hmm.
a bookworm, so I don't read many papers books, but that's been fabulous. So, yeah, the vast thing, wide breadth of data that I've or information I've learned um, through those books is
Good, good, good. And following up on the flip side, just for fun, if you could take a magic wand and significantly improve one thing in your business today, what would it be?
I want.
Funding aside, because that's
Yes,
a
okay,
given. Yeah.
yes. Funding aside, um, a great in-house development team. So I need funding for that, but um, yeah, with that we
And what
can.
would they do for you?
They would rapidly iterate on the designs that my fabulous design partner is creating and allow us to do testing that is required to
Mm.
determine what our customers really want,
Yeah,
so that
well, there's a detail.
yes, so we can quickly achieve that product market fit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good. Yeah, it's we can get all caught up in developing the super looking product that fits everything we would ever want. But is anybody out there going to buy it? Do they value exactly what you've laid out? Yeah, you've got to go find that out. Excellent, excellent. So, most important question, how can people who want to know more get in touch with you? What's the path they should follow?
Reach out to me. I'm on LinkedIn, Britt Massey. I'm the only one there.
Hmm.
ASSEI. Our website's w1.health. All emails on there go directly to me.
Awesome.
So
Cool.
info at w1.health or Brit at w1.health.
Fantastic. Last question. What's most inspiring to you today?
I think the rapid evolution of technology.
Mm,
We have AI, we're rapidly moving towards quantum computing.
mm.
And I think that quantum computing is what's going to really rapidly unlock um, the keys, bringing all this data together. I say, yeah, let's use AI, but it'll take years for AI
It's
or
yeah, yeah,
decades.
yeah.
So with quantum computing, I think that's what's really going to move the needle. We bring the data.
Awesome.
We need that.
Awesome. Awesome. So that's a fantastic. Um, Thank you very much. This has been awesome. This has been a good conversation and a good expose of an opportunity, a big opportunity in the healthcare field. Not so much in the care, but in the being able to use the care and structure the care. That's fantastic. So I've enjoyed hearing your story and hearing all about this. So, all for the audience, all of you watching, I encourage you to save the show. Britt has shared a few really interesting perspectives and paradigms to think about as you're growing your business. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get notifications when we see new conversations like this one. So thank you to everyone who joined us today. And a special thank you to Britt for sharing her story and being vulnerable to to share what she's been challenged by and what she's accomplished. That's been fantastic. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. You're welcome.